Okay. Good morning. Hi, I'm Nina Schur with Hunt Real Estate, and I'm here today with Cheryl Labudi, the owner of Pretty Neat Home Organizing, and her website is prettyneathome.com. And I'm so happy to have you here with us today, Cheryl,
Thank
for
you.
particularly for our downsizing community, because as a realtor, I've seen that the biggest struggle that people have when they're planning to downsize or even to move is the decluttering piece. And I know from my own experience, I did this a year ago and moved to a one level situation, a smaller home. And I procrastinated and I did everything under a lot of pressure, which really isn't the best situation.
Mhm.
And I know that when people, sometimes they get into an emergency situation because they put it off, and then they have to move because of health concerns,
Right.
particularly, and then they really lose control over where their stuff goes. And
Exactly.
it can be a very stressful and difficult process. And so, and I know that also, the one of the reasons we get overwhelmed is that, you're working, you're raising children, then you have your parents' stuff becomes yours, your kids house their stuff in your basement,
Mhm.
and it just escalates out of
Yes.
control. So I know you can help us, and and you are going to do another Zoom workshop on curating the story of your stuff.
Correct.
The coupon code is Nina25 to get 50% off the price. And I will give that information again at the end, and your website again, prettyneathome.com.
Correct.
So, um, Cheryl, tell us a little bit about your background. Why did you start your organizing business?
Sure. I started this business in 2015, so I've been doing it for 5 years. My background education is I have a sociology degree undergrad, and I got my MSW, my master's in social work, in 2000. I worked for a brief time, mostly with older people in gerontological social work. And then stayed home for 11 years to be with my kids while they were growing up in school age. And then I realized as I was having more kids that I needed to become more organized myself, that I did a lot of things kind of winging it when I had just one child. And then when I had two, I realized I had to kind of get my act together a little bit. And then by my third, I really realized how much I needed to have systems in my house and in my life to sort of stay on top of things and feel like I was in control. So I am not a typical personality who goes into organizing. I am sort of normally messy, normally kind of not super, super tidy. I am not a type A personality. I learned this skill as I went along and just found it to be profoundly powerful and helpful for me in feeling in control and feeling like I knew what I had, where it was, a system to process things, and it just helped my family's life. So that's where I translated sort of that realization with my social work background of talking with people, listening to people, problem solving, being a helper. All of those skills meshed really, really well in under the framework of starting my own organizing business. And that's clearly where that's the type of people who are attracted to me as clients. And that's who I tend to serve, as people who are going through transitions, having some difficulties. And it has worked out really, really well. It's been a perfect fit for me. Very, very fulfilling. And I've enjoyed it very, very much.
Great. Well, that gives us all hope, the fact that you weren't organized by nature, because I know there are that small group of people who are. So that gives us all hope here for big improvement. So just briefly, why do people have such a hard time of letting go of things that they haven't even looked at for years or used?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of it is people feel a lot of guilt that they have bought things that they ended up not using. They feel ashamed that they spent a lot of money on something and ended up not really using it quite as much as they thought. Um, People have a lot of investment in things that they feel like they should have done something with it, or they don't want to part with it because it was something that they used in a previous time in their life, like when you have babies and you have lots of equipment for the babies. A lot of times people hold on to that stuff because it reminds them of that time in their life, and those are really strong, good memories, and they're really hesitant to get rid of them. The other thing that I run into, which is a lovely, lovely thing, is that people are really environmentally conscious and they feel like it's very wasteful for them to just throw stuff out, that they really want to not create more waste. And they struggle a little bit with that process of how do I get rid of it in an environmentally conscious way, in a safe way that's hopefully going to give it to somebody else that could use it.
Okay, this is great. Well, I know in my situation of downsizing, and you talked about this a little bit, I knew I would only do it under pressure.
Mhm.
My decluttering, I just, it was overwhelming to me. So when push came to shove and I had to do it, I did, but I did need to have help with that. And why do people procrastinate?
Well, most people just feel really horribly overwhelmed, and they're facing this gigantic project, and they just don't feel like they have the time or the energy to embark on that, and it's like facing a mountain that you have to climb.
Right.
And people just don't have they haven't been training for that mountain climb. They
Right.
just sort of show up and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to put things, I don't know how to go through it, I don't know what kind of decisions I need to make. So that's really the big issue, is just overwhelm. Again, I always go back to the emotional part. I think that there's a lot of difficulty people have letting go of things that remind them of some time in their life that they really enjoyed, a time that was really sweet for them. Um, People just don't think of decluttering as something that needs to be done all the time. It's a very easily kick the can down the road type of project, because most of us have space in our house. We can keep the stuff in a spare room, we can keep the stuff in a basement or a garage, and it doesn't
Right.
really bother us that
No
much.
matter where you go, right? You have
Yeah,
to keep
so,
up
and
with
there's just
it, right?
more fun things that you can do with your time instead
Right.
of going through old junk that
Right.
maybe makes you feel good, maybe makes you feel bad.
Right.
um Sometimes people have the opposite thing, that they if you have a lot of things, say you did inherit a bunch of things from one of your parents who passed away, that can be really painful to go through those things, and it
Right.
brings up all those memories. So we just tend as humans to be really self preserving, and if something doesn't feel real good, it's really hard to do it, and that ends up being the biggest reasons why people just sort of are like, maybe
Right.
next
Maybe
year.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is great information, and I asked you to create this workshop because of all these really emotional reasons that people have a hard time with this, more than the actual physical process of doing it.
Right.
So what will people, just in a a few words, what will people learn in your workshop?
So the workshop just gives you a lot of information about sort of how to start thinking about making decisions, what to do with memorabilia items, what to do with donations, what are some tips for selling items that may have some value. And we talk a lot about the emotional part of letting go of some of these things and what does that feel like. And I've navigated this process with, dozens and dozens and dozens of clients of mine, and it doesn't make it easier, but it is something that as you go along, it gets better and it gets easier. And there's just a lot of benefit of having someone to go through that process with you. And this is sort of the first step in that process is sort of giving you the mindset. It's some of that. It's probably a good way of thinking of it is that it's your first training session for climbing that mountain.
Developing a muscle in that area, right?
Exactly.
And I think you mentioned that people can, you would like them to bring one object
Yes.
to the class that they're having trouble parting with.
Yeah. Think of something that you're having trouble sort of like really struggling with, like, what do I do with this? Or how do I know whether to get rid of it or not? Or is it important or is it not important? And the reason I call the class How to Curate the Story of Your Stuff is that the framework of it is think of yourself as a curator. Think of yourself as a person who is looking at this whole information mountain of what your life was like. And how can we pull the important things that tell your story and let go of the things that were just sort of background noise? So if you have an item that you've pulled from the pile and you're like, I'm just not really sure, we can go through the process of answering I can ask you some questions that help to solidify whether this is something that's important, that was part of your story, that you do want to, gives information about who you are and how you lived. Or maybe it's a fun little thing that isn't so much of a big deal and it's okay to let go of.
Great. That it just seems so helpful. And the dates of the workshop, you're doing it twice, right?
I'm doing it twice. I'm doing it November 10th at 7 p.m. and I'm doing it November 12th at 3 p.m.
Great. And where can people sign up?
They can sign up right on my website, prettyneathome.com, and there's a workshops tab and everything is online. You just register for it and pay for it and use your discount code, Nina25, and that will give you 50% off. And it should be really, really helpful to people. It's really the distillation of lots and lots of hours that I've worked with people. And sort of my best methods of addressing this kind of issue.
That's great. It sounds, I know that it's going to be really, really helpful to a lot of people, at least to take the first step. You should really just start and take the first step. And, just like training for a marathon, you just start a little bit, one step at a little step at a time. So I really thank you for sharing, this information with us today. And I look forward, even myself, to attending one of the classes. And I think it's great that you're having it at, one in the evening and one in the afternoon. So it gives us options. And, those of you in my downsizing community, look for recordings and videos on my Facebook page, Nina Sure Hunt Real Estate, and more information to come about all of these issues that we've discussed. So thank you, Cheryl, and hope to see you again soon.
Yes, that sounds great. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, you too.